Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of the 30-day C# coding course. So in the last one I showed you how to print hello world. So now I'm going to be doing variables. So I'm going to create a new project, Windows Forms app. Doesn't need to, but I'm just doing it for a little bit of fun, a little bit more fun than just printing a tiny bit of text, and it won't even run the exe. So I'm going to name it Form App. Next 9.0, yep, and create. So when I create this Windows Forms app, I'll show you a few pretty cool things you can do with it pretty easily, and it's really fun to do. So this is what you'll see here. This properties might not be here, so I think you can go to View and Properties window, and it'll appear, and Control-Alt-X to get this toolbox over here, and I'm going to pin it so that it's a little better of a layout and so it doesn't disappear. So Control-Alt-X to get it. So now I'm gonna make it so we get basic variable types. Let's start with a bool of a checkbox. So you can either search for a checkbox and then drag it in, or you can go and scroll around here, and it'll be around there. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this here, and maybe scroll down in the properties. Over here is the properties. So I'm going to change the text to bool test, and then I'm going to change the name somewhere from checkbox 1 to bool check box. This is not a good name, but it's just to define it for right now. And then I'm going to introduce you to, let's say, strings of, so I'll need to make a text box. So search text box and drag it in. Here we go. And I'll also be doing some functions. So I'll make a button. And here we go. Just change the name of it to submit. And then change the text of it to press me. Okay, so now I'll just rename this to let's see it. I'll rename it to string box. I'll just name it string box. Okay, so now I'm going to double click the bool test checkbox we made. Double click it. Made all this new stuff for us. Don't worry about this in a class. It's just you're going to use that when you want to have actual things in it. Everything has that. Don't worry about this or the public part. Just worry about it's inside the class and the namespace. I don't know what that helps for right now, but so we're going to say bool, and Microsoft Visual Studio will autocomplete for this. So the bool, now we're going to say a checked, and then semicolon for the end of this line. So bool checked semicolon. That says make a new bool, which a bool in C# means to have a true or false, and I'm just going to set it to equals false right here because it's not checked yet. And then going to say in here checked equals bool checkbox dot checked dot yeah, I should have maybe named this maybe to box checked, maybe, and then say that and add a semicolon at the end here. Okay, if you have a red line at the end of the line, that probably means that you didn't add a semicolon. Okay, so now I'm going to now I'm going to explain this. This is just a function that is somehow connected in C# with with this checkbox. So it checks if the checked is changed. We'd say, and then these parentheses just say, oh come on, no, okay, there. Just say these are arguments. I have no idea what these are really, but I think this is just saying maybe the checkbox itself. It's calling it in the background, somewhere in here, something like that. So don't worry about that form1.designer.cs. We're not going to use that, like, ever, pretty much, unless you want to be really complex, which I don't know how to do it. Anyway, so box checked equals bool checkbox.checked. Okay, that says I'm going to check if I'm going to set box checked equals the bool checkbox, the checked status, if it's true or false, checked or not checked, when it's changed. So now I'm going to make it so that we can like see it pop up of if it's checked or not, or stuff like that when we change that. So we're going to say message box dot show, which is for the Windows Forms apps. So inside that, we are going to say our bool checked variable up here of bool. We're going to say bool checked. It's box checked. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. And it says down here, argument 1 cannot convert from bool to string. Okay, that means we can't change a true or false into text. Okay, so how we're gonna do that is by making calling a function here of .toString. So we're going to say box checked .toString parens, that means parenthesis and another ending parenthesis, and then another ending parenthesis after that, and then a semicolon, of course. So we're going to say messagebox.show, starting parenthesis, box checked.toString, starting parenthesis, ending parenthesis, semicolon. Okay, that's what we're going to do. And now, for our I think, and mine, we just checked it, pops up with true. If I uncheck it, pops up with false. So that's a pretty cool thing. Now, going to do strings and a little bit more function. So I'm going to double click this string box we made. Double click it. And I'm going to make a new variable up here called string. And our message. And I'm going to say message down here in the string box underscore text changed equals string box dot text. Oh, not that. Okay, there. It's saying here our variable that's text of message. I want it to equal what we entered in our text box we added every time the text is changed. So we're not calling it always, we're just calling it when it's changed, which is really good for efficiency and not that matters at this level though. Yeah, so now we're going to say message box dot show. Well, not here. We need our submit button. So we're going to do the press me button. Double click it. Submit click. And we're going to say message box dot show parentheses and with a semicolon message. Now this is our variable string message. Okay? It's good. And we don't need to say .toString because it's already a string. So it's really easy for making a string because it needs a string in the message box.show. And let me remind you, a string is text. So now it just has a warning. Doesn't matter, but for it to stop saying the warning down here, we want message equals, I'll just say 1, 3. If you haven't entered any text, it will say 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's good. And when we start it, can press our checkbox, it says true. Can unpress it, it says false. When we enter text, I'll enter Windows space Forms app and press the press me button or submit, and then it shows Windows Forms app. We can change this if we want everything in it to, I'll change it to my name, Arden, Prince Arden. Shows Arden right here. So this is great. You just learned how variables and basic functions work. There's only one thing we need to learn how floats and ints work, which I will cover in the next video. And I will see you in the next one.